Hello everyone, welcome back to DNails 607 YouTube channel. Okay. I have way too much fun. But anyways, welcome. Today I am doing a set of geode nails. So geode nails, for those of you who don't know, is just a type of stone where like when stones are more crystally instead of like smoothed or anything like that. But so it's more of like an organic concept design, if that makes sense to my art crowd. So right now I am just using Cover Pink by YoungNails to cover the client's nails, like their nail beds, to make sure that it has no staining. And then also I am just like building a slight tip so that I can easily remove the nail forms and then just build right on top of that. So hopefully that makes sense. I feel so bad because most of the time I'm just saying things and like crossing my fingers that people have pre-watched my other videos to kind of understand what's going on. But at this point I have already pre-prepped the nails and put the dehydrator and primer on by YoungNails and pretty much just did all of the pre-prepping, adding the nail forms. There's a lot that goes into prepping, so if you don't know, I do have a video on that if you want to go back on it. So this one is just more focusing on design concept. So if anyone ever wonders, I am using a brush by OPI, and I do use size number 9. For me, it really depends on everyone's like nail type and nail shape. So if someone has like a smaller nail bed, I like to use the size 9. But if I'm just doing like really big, long, thick nails, there is like another brush that I'll pull out, but it's very rare that I do that anymore. But ooh. Yeah, I usually just like to keep it consistent with the same brush, just so like sometimes it's just nice to be consistent. Like sometimes if you just switch brushes in between, it just makes everything more confusing. Ooh, so I usually know when the acrylic is dry by tapping on it, and that's when you know when you can remove the nail forms. So right now what I'm doing is I'm applying like a white base with a glittered acrylic. Well, it's actually glittered slick pour powder. I do use slick pour powder often as colored acrylic. So my first motion is that I always like put down the like regular base, and then I'll do like the white base, and then what I actually do is pick up while the beads are wet a blue and white bead all in the same little area, and that way you can kind of swirl it on the nail. And then I just add a little bit of glitter slick pour powder on top just to give it some pizzazz. So dip powder nails are just acrylic. So the slick powder system by YoungNails is YoungNails dip powder system. It's the same concept as dip powder, except they say slick pour to try to make it more sanitary. Yeah, I don't know really how I feel about that. I just feel like I need a giant bucket of dip pour powder and just replace it between every customer, but that's just me. And unfortunately, all the slick pour powders they sell in really tiny containers, which makes it super inconvenient, but don't worry, I'll get there. I'll figure it out. I think my favorite part about like doing organic stone style nails is that it just always turns out so beautiful. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I always talk about like elements of design and all that. And I really just think that design has so much to do with nails. Like, each nail has its own separate design, and you also need to make sure that within those separate designs that they all work within each other. Like, that's kind of a big deal. And I guess it's only a big deal if you notice the little things. Like, I'm definitely not the nail tech for everyone. I am someone that will just sit there and be very particular to make sure that everything's done correctly and looks good. And, you know, for the people that just want to be in and out, that can be really frustrating. And I totally understand. And I would hate to be that person that is in a rush and having the nail tech take forever. Like, I am that girl that, like, did not want to make nail appointments and did not want to wait that long to get my nails done when I was a client. So I am so grateful every day when people are willing to sit down with me for hours just to do a fun design. Like, I believe this design took around 3 hours. It's not crazy, and it's not like, you know, I just think 3 hours isn't a crazy amount to spend on nails because you can literally do any design, any color, anything. So I did recently start lashes. And what I am noticing is that lashes just take less time. Like, you can only do so much with a set of lashes. With nails, I can encapsulate anything. So, I mean, that can take forever. Like, if I'm trying to encapsulate a Fruit Loop, like, that's gonna take some time. Or if I'm gonna have to do nail decals, I have to separate each nail decal to make sure that it's perfect before I place it, sort of a thing. So, in general, I just feel like lashes are so much, like, I don't want to say easier, because nothing's easy. Everything takes time, and it's tedious. But when it comes to time, it is a little bit easier on time. So what I ended up doing is I ended up using a clear acrylic by YoungNails, and I actually put it right on top of everything, and that is a form of encapsulation. So I really encapsulated the whole design, and people do this just so that when I'm going in to file on the top, it's not taking out any of the glitter, it's not taking out any of the color, it's just hitting that clear coat to make everything evened out. And so when you first work with, or like you're doing something like a stone nail with encapsulated acrylic, you want to work very thin, and the thickness comes from the clear coat that you're encapsulating. So if you work really thick with the colored acrylic, you're going to get a very bulky nail because you still have to encapsulate it. Oh, it is always so gorgeous when the top coat goes on, especially after filing. Like, when you file the acrylic, it creates scuff marks on the acrylic, and then when you put that gel top coat on it, it just makes it all disappear. It's just gorgeous. It's one of those moments where you just have to trust the process. It might look a little scuffy, but that top coat is going to fix it right up. And I am just so thankful again for everyone who's supported me throughout all of this. Like, it's been way too much fun. Oh my gosh. So, right now I have a little tray on the side where you can't really see it right now in the frame. And what I do is I place not colored acrylic. I actually place a gel polish on the little plate, and I use a dotter tool, like what you traditionally use to make dots. And I actually run that little dotter tool just within everything. I might just do like one little swirl just to make it a little bit interesting. And then I actually pick up a fan brush and I pick up all of that gel polish that's in like that interesting swirl, and then you can lay it with the fan brush on the nails. So that's actually what I did for this technique. And then with a like flat brush, I actually went in with some acetone and I kind of just evened everything out, make sure that everything is like dissipating properly. Like, you don't want any sharp lines when it comes to like the edges of a design like this, because it's just gonna look unintentional. So with doing this technique, it gives it that more like earthy feel, that organic, kind of like it's all in one, and it gives it dimension. So with that colored acrylic that you have at the base, and then you encapsulate it with the clear, that layer between the colored acrylic and the clear acrylic makes a huge difference. Especially when you're putting this gel on top of it, it really gives it an extra step of dimension, and then taking away the edges with the acetone to blend it, just chef's kiss. Just a little bit of garnish. Sorry, I've been watching too much Hell's Kitchen. Not gonna lie. But I am just absolutely obsessed with these nails. They are so cute and I am just freaking out. But thank you all so much for watching. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested. Just this last portion, I'm actually taking a foil that is like an oil slick foil and just pressing it on top of that gel polish that I just applied, because it actually transfers right over when polishes have a dispersion layer. You don't always need to use like foil glue for something like this. And it just gave that extra dimension. It gave another layer to show that everything matches together. And then I'm just doing that perfect Ultra Shine top coat by YoungNails. Well, actually, I'm sorry, not the Ultra Shine. She is a hairdresser at JCPennys. She needs that stain resistant. So we're doing the stain resistant. And oh my gosh, these reveal shots are just everything. Like, you can see where all the dimensions come into play. Like, this is the perfect set to record. Not to toot my own horn, but this had to be done. Oh, but thank you so much, guys, for watching. And I will see you all next time. Bye!